Toastmasters and distinguished guests.
Good morning.
Let's try one more time and fill the gap with our energy. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests.
Good morning.
Wow. I'm Atul and I will be the sergeant at arms for today's meeting. Before start of the meeting, I would like to mention 3 ground rules of our meeting. Number 1, please switch off your mobile phone or put on a silent mode. Please do it now. As a Toastmaster, we don't talk about sex, religion, and politics. So please avoid talking about the same. Please do not do cross talks. To succeed in life, everyone has a mission. Similarly, our club, Grammarian City Club Toastmasters, as a collective, we have a collective mission. And I would request everyone to speak after me, mission of our club. Mission of our club is to provide supportive and positive learning experience in which every member has is given equal opportunity to develop communication and leadership skill, which in turn foster self-confidence and leadership skill. With this, I announce start of meeting formally, and I would like to invite our presiding officer, Mr. Harjinder. Over to you, Dipanshu.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you? How are you today?
Good.
Very well. Great. So today I welcome you all to a meeting number 458. 458 means that this club has been meeting for every Sunday at this time for almost past 9 years. So that's the beauty of our club. Now, since there is not much introduction from the club side today, I decided let's play a game. So, how many of you had a filling breakfast before coming today? Almost all. That means you are going to concentrate throughout the meeting, right? So, let us play a game to test it. Are you ready for a game?
Yes.
Great. So the game is very simple. Before that, I will request everyone to please stand up. Make some space around you. It's required a bit of exercise. Okay. So the game is very simple. The game name is Follow My Words. The game name is Follow My Words. So I'm going to tell you some actions. For example, yeah, so I'm going to tell you some actions. For example, right hand up, left hand up, and you just have to follow me. Sounds easy, right?
Yes.
So keep in mind the game name is Follow My Words. Okay, let's start. So right hand up, right hand down, left hand up, left hand down, right hand down. So that's the game. You have to follow my words, not my actions. Let's start. Right hand up, right hand down. Left hand up, left hand down. Right hand down. So from now on, we will those who fail will have them seated, and let's see who is the last one standing. Sounds cool?
Yes.
Okay, great. So touch your head, touch your nose, touch your nose, touch your ears. Right hand up, right hand down, left hand up, left hand down, both hands down. Both hands up, both hands down, both hands up. Great. So next thing is right hand up, right hand down, left hand up, left hand down, right hand up, left hand up. So that's the game. So thank you all for playing. With this, I would like to take introduction of our guest. So, sir, how do you come to know about Toastmasters? A little bit introduction about yourself and what are your expectations from us?
Really?
Yeah, your turn.
Actually, I can go from itself.
Okay.
So, expectation was like to involve more in society and to know how to do as a leader or as a person.
Scott.
Hello everyone, my name is Swati and I came to know about this semester from few of my colleagues and I basically like to improve my communication skill, my leadership skill through this club. That's why I am here to as a guest in this club. So previously also I visited MCC at Maryland City of Gurgaon near Medicity where I was there 2 years back. But in between COVID I could not manage to come to the study and revisited this.
Thank you, ma'am. Welcome. With this, we go on to our theme of for today. Our very own VP Education is going to come to us with the theme of how to build trust. I think after COVID, I came to realize that trust is so much important. You have to trust your fellow beings. So with this, with huge round of applause, let's invite our very own Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Vivekananda.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, syllabus masters and dear guests. So today we will be having 458th meeting. This means this club is continuously meeting for last 9 years, 2 months and few days. So today the theme is how to build trust, but we will talk about theme little later. First, we are going to explain you a structure of the meeting, and especially for the guests who are very new to the club today. So my role is going to be like a big leader. So there are 3 sections. One is prepared. The first section would be prepared speech, where 2 very expert speech by Toastmaster Atul and Toastmaster Abhishek. And then there would be table topics. In table topics, we will have 1 to 2 minutes impromptu speaking on new topics which Toastmaster of the table topic master of the day will introduce. And then we will have evaluation. Again for evaluation, there is a evaluator, Toastmaster Reedam, and he is accompanied by timer, AHA counter, and Grammarian. Apart from that, both the speeches will be evaluated by very veteran Toastmasters. Before we start, today the word of the day is Adept. So it is written over here. If you can see, Adept means you are skilled on something, proficient, knowledgeable. So, and synonyms should be adroit, expert, proficient, and talented. Antonyms should be mediocre, incompetent, inept. So, we can form a sentence like this: he is adept at imitation. Ram is adept at mathematical calculation. Sanjay is adept at playing chess. So there can be multiple sentences with the word adept. I would request each one of you, while talking during table topic, speech, or general conversation, please use this word adept. Thank you. Please come. So, today we have Toastmaster Tapesh for the joke master, and he has prepared joke instantly because the joke master last minute he informed us due to certain urgent work he is not able to come. So Toastmaster Tapesh is 2 times president, is VP textile technology, by TJX Corporation, and his hobbies are walking and traveling. So Toastmaster Tapesh.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests.
Good morning.
Small conversations that I am going to share. A conversation between a daughter and a mother. So a mother asked her daughter, "Did you pass the exam?" She was like, "Yes, I did." But her teacher failed. She's like, "What?" She's still teaching the same class. Then a conversation between an adept, what do we say, student and a teacher. So math teacher asked, "What is a line?" And that student, being so adept, said, "Suppose I am a dot standing here. If I walk, it's a line." Teacher is impressed and says, "What is parallel line?" "It's me and my girlfriend both walking together. That's a parallel line." Then a conversation between a father and his son. Son said, "My stomach is hurting." Father said, "It's because it's empty." Then son just used his mind and then said, "Is that why you always say that you have a headache?" Thank you.
The one thing which is common in individual, in family, in nation, in organization, the one thing which is common even citizens at global level, that one thing which is removed, then successful business falls down. The most powerful government topples down. The most influential leadership gets challenged. That is trust. If that trust is developed and leveraged, that can build great business, great family, great relationship, great humanity, great peace around the world. So this is one word which has very powerful impact. And this powerful impact is not any particular time of the day, it is working 24 into 7 for us. The trust we build, which it is, you always keep on working in background. 24 into 7, 365 days a year. There can be multiple definitions of trust. But the one which is very simple, trust is, can I have from the team? Honesty with your colleague. So honesty, right? On belief,
Understanding.
understanding,
Reliability.
credibility, intimacy. All are good. So credibility is almost equal to trust. So if you feel somebody is credible, so you will feel a trustworthy. So there are two components of trust. One is character and another is competence. The character portion generally we analyze more and we leave on competence. I'm not talking about this group in general. So let me Oh, sorry, I didn't introduce general evaluator. So maybe after this. Trust is combination of two things. If you have character and competence both, then the somebody is trustworthy, completely trustworthy. We will come on a numerous example, and some of the examples we would like to hear. So, what is character? Many words we already use.
Whatever we spoke, it's all about character.
Honesty, integrity, these all are part of character. So, character, let me explain in two intent and integrity. Very simple. Intent means I am caring, transparency, openness. These are all are integrity is honesty. What I am saying, that I am doing, walk the talk. Fairness, authenticity. So these are part of character. So when you believe somebody, so you see the person is having character. But even the character is high. Can you give some example where character is very high, but at least you can't trust?
See, Mr. Norman Lal Khattar.
So we will not talk about politics and religion and things here. So can you give some other example?
When character is high
And there's no competence, and we don't believe in. Okay, politics. Well, refrain from discussion of politics. It's again, debatable.
So I'll give you an example. Let's say if you are on a parachute, right, and or let's say you're on a boat, right, and you're on an ocean. You have with you your father, whom, as a person, as a character, he will perfectly believe in you. But he doesn't have competence to save you in what perfect are problems, right? So that is where, though you have character, so that I can have trust with my. He's not a father right now, he's my pro sailor. So I have trust. I mean, he has a right character, but he doesn't have the competence that I can trust him that he would save my life.
Great. Let's. So there are situations where even you have great character, you know the people. I'll give you another example, similar example. Suppose I have a doctor friend. He's a heart surgeon. He's just out of college, from very good college. I know him. He's interested in my family, my well-being. We have been friends for over a period of time. And also I know another doctor, which I don't know at personal level, but I know from someone. He is master at surgery. And he has done multiple surgery in his life, and all were successful. And somebody recommends us the recommendation for surgery. To whom it will be? Friend or the more experienced. So competence is also important while trusting. So competence here in terms of demonstrated a skill. Of course, knowledge is one part, but you see consistent results, then you believe more. A very good example, parachute. I can't believe, or if my father is not adept in doing something, even I can't believe it. So it depends on situation to situation. So competence is capability. Capability again comes from a skill, knowledge, experience, and results, reputation, credibility, and performance. So these are part of trust. So how many of you believe trust can be built? All of you. So I think it's a great. Trust can be built. Although it takes time in rebuilding trust, but it can be built. How many of you think trust is hard or soft? Soft. How many? Please raise your hand. Who is saying trust soft? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
But lack of trust hit hard, so that's why it's hard.
Okay. So most, I think half of the Toastmasters they are raised hand. Trust is hard. Trust is hard. Trust can be tracked, can be measured, can be assessed. So trust is hard. It's not just based on feeling. At the first level, when we see just it can be feeling, but when you see on demonstrated result, then trust is measurable. So some of the myth about trust. Trust is soft. Reality is trust is hard. Real and quantifiable. I can say this. If measured affects the speed of trust. So maybe somebody can refer that book, Speed of Trust by Stephen R. Covey. So, trust is slow. Again, this is a myth. Nothing is as fast as the speed of trust. Any example?
So same example, like we are going in a boat, and we do not know the rider, and we trust and we go. This is for the quickest example.
So, yeah, so that's good, but like each expression leaves an impression. Immediately, any behavior we would show, and the person perceives that this is not a trustworthy. It's so fast, it creates that. So I would say it's not slow, it's very fast. So at each expression we have to be careful. We should be trustworthy in our every behavior and expression. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Very good example, sir. Thank you. So, if you just, I'm just trying to correlate from the past with earlier we didn't have camera, technology, and everything. And somebody, maybe 100 years back or 200 years back, somebody will encroach in your area in house by seeing in a fraction of second, you determine whether he is, dangerous or not dangerous. So trust is very fast, and we have learned over a period of time. Trust is built solely on integrity. That's a myth. That's a myth. Trust is just so not only integrity is required, competence is also required. Integrity is a part of character. If I am honest, if somebody is saying what he means and walk the talk, but also it requires competence, demonstrated result. You cannot teach trust. That is again myth. Trust can be effectively taught. It can, and if you know how to learn trust, to build trust, things become easy. So if you develop trust in your department or organization or relationship, just your hint is quite enough to do all the jobs. So trust is very fundamental of being successful, whether it is family, at organization or nation, or we give vote to somebody based on trust. And trust again, we have seen it from character and then competence. Trusting people is too risky. Trusting people is too risky. It's a myth. Not trusting people is a greater risk.
I think it's an equal risk. It's an equal risk.
Equal risk. Any example?
Sometimes you trust blindly and then you don't pay for
Trusting blindly again is a different thing, but trusting based on Your assessment of his character and competence is the difference. Of course, if you trust blindly, then it's definitely can be risky.
But not trusting a trustworthy is a big risk, as I
Yes.
like say.
Not trusting. You establish trust one person at a time. It is again, you can establish trust in a multitude way. So at a time you can establish trust with a multiple way. So this is going to be all from my side in first session. Yes.
So like earlier I had presented a theme of trust.
Okay.
A very popular equation which you type in Google, you will get right away. Trust is equal to C into R into I upon S. C stands for credibility, R stands for reliability, I stands for intimacy. And divided by S stands for selfishness, self-orientation. So since we are talking about trust, even this definition fits somewhere in this also. Because you are talking about character and competence both. And character and competence puts in that mathematical formula also. Like credibility, reliability, intimacy.
Divided by self.
Self. If you always remain selfish,
Yeah.
trust portion goes down. Because it's a denominator.
So I missed to introduce general evaluator of the day. So I would like to call upon Toastmaster who is going to be general evaluator for the day. And Toastmaster Reedam is member since May 2022. And he is chartered accountant and currently working with Deloitte. So Toastmaster Reedam.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
As TMOD Mr. Vivekananda mentioned, I will be the general evaluator for today's session. I will be evaluating the meeting starting from the beginning till the end. Can someone tell me what is the importance of evaluation? I think it's almost 1/3 of the time we devote in evaluation. So what does the evaluation mean?
You see the good part, bad part, and bad part. What is not proven?
Provide insight to the person who is providing this communication and discussion.
Basically, it's reflection. How was the meeting and how you can learn from that reflection for the next meeting.
Right, a reflection, a way to growth. So evaluation is a mirror. Evaluation helps us to grow. Evaluation evaluation helps us to grow a step ahead from where we are. With this, I want to introduce my army. It will be our auxiliary team of timer, our counter, and a grammarian. I would like to introduce our timer of the day, Miss our veteran Toastmaster, Miss Reena Sen. She will tell us about the roles and responsibilities of timer.
Good morning, Toastmasters and guests. How are you all doing?
Good morning.
You might be adept speakers, but I'm here to see that you manage your time, right? What I'm going to do is, as a timer, I will monitor and record time for each meeting segment and each speaker. I'll operate the timing signal indicating to each speaker how long he or she has been talking. For prepared speeches, this green card, please have a look at it. We have a different green card this time, so this is the green card which I will be showing. Will be shown at 5 minutes and a yellow card at 6 minutes. Yeah. And if you are about to miss the train, I'm going to show you this is the red card. If you are about to miss the train, that means you'll be disqualified. Please make sure when you see this train, you conclude quickly. Yeah. So for our prepared speeches, green card will be shown at 5 minutes, yellow card at 6 minutes, and red card at 7 minutes. The speaker shall have 30 seconds to close. Now for all the guests guests, please pay attention for table topics. Because you get an opportunity to participate in table topics. Green card will be shown at 1 minute, yellow card at 1.5 minutes, and the plain card at 2 minutes. The speaker shall have 30 seconds more. Again for evaluation, green card at 2 minutes, yellow card at 2.5, and red card at 3 minutes. In addition, I shall signal the president, postmaster, table topic master, and general evaluator with red card when they have reached their allotted or agreed upon time. When called by a general evaluator, I shall announce the speaker's name and time taken. I shall also mention those members who are eligible for voting. Thank you.
I would like to introduce our grammarian of the day, Harjinder. He will tell us about the roles and responsibilities of grammarian.
Good morning, Toastmasters.
Good morning.
So I will be acting as a grammarian today. I will be noting down proper use of the language as well as good uses. Noting down every wrong usage, misuse, or problem in this subject-verb agreement or nouns or nouns. So I will be noting down all the misuses as well as I will write down creative usage of the language. So in the end, when called upon by general evaluator of the day, I will be presenting my response. So best of luck for the today. So I hope all will be using word of the day Adept to the maximum times whenever they can use. So I encourage the use word of the day. And thanks.
Moving on to next, our counter of the day, Toastmaster Tapesh. He will tell us about the roles and responsibility of our counter.
Good morning once again. Today I am playing the role of R counter, and as an R counter, I will be noticing down 4 things. Starting with crutch words. Crutch words are those words which a speaker use as a filler when they are thinking. They're like well, but, so, like, you know. So I'll be noticing down those words. I'll be noticing any kind of sounds like again used as fillers. Any kind of repeat words such as I, you know, this means. In addition to that, I shall also notice any kind of long pauses which are used as fillers and not part of this sentence structure. At the end of the section, when called upon by the general evaluator, I'll be presenting my report. And just for reference, so far, R's and ums have been used 16 times.
Good. With this, I would like to hand over the stage to our TMOD of the day, Vivek.
Learners need endless feedback. More than they need endless teaching. So feedback is integral part of Toastmasters meeting. So now we will have next phase of meeting where we will have prepared speeches. And first speech is by Toastmaster Atul. Toastmaster Atul Maheshwari is member since March 2022. He is CA and CFA. Currently, he is working as Deputy Vice President with Canara and HSBC Bank. His hobbies are playing cricket and table tennis. His pathway is presentation mastery, and his speech title is Understanding Communication Style and Using Effectively. He is at level 2, project 1. His evaluator is Toastmaster Ankit. Bhanu, Toastmaster Bhanu. So Toastmaster Bhanu, please read out his speech objective.
Good morning, Toastmasters and guests.
Good morning.
You all know communication is critical for success in life, and it's very important to understand different communication styles and our own communication style. Today, Toastmaster Atul is going to talk about the impact of his communication style on others. On
So,
the
Toastmaster Atul. Toastmaster Atul, understanding style and using effectively. Understanding communication style, using effectively, Toastmaster Atul. All the best.
बोली एक अनमोल है जो कोई बोले जानी ये तराजू तोल के तब मुख बाहर आए मीनिंग communication is priceless if you use it effectively. The person should think twice before speaking. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests.
Good morning.
Good morning. Communication. So what is communication? Communication is a two-way process of expressing or exchanging information through verbal, non-verbal, and through written message. Since our birth till now, we have been exchanging information or we have been communicating to different people in different communication style. Communication style. So what is communication style? Communication style is the way we interact with each other and we exchange our thoughts intentionally or unintentionally with others. To understand better communication style, today I would like to introduce my 4 friends to you who are using different communication style. So these 4 friends don't come together. So at a time, one person can accompany me and become my close friend. So you have to listen them carefully and judge that who should accompany me and should become my close friend. Are you ready?
Ready.
Okay, let's start. So my first friend, Derek D'Souza. Hello everyone, I am Derek D'Souza. I am focused, result oriented and straightforward. I prefer results than relationship. I don't express my feeling easily. Atul needs me because I am straightforward, result oriented and fast decision maker. Thank you. So please cast vote for me. Second person, Andrew Analytic. Hello everyone. I am Andrew Analytic. I am very logical, purposeful and analytical. I don't give my opinion unless asked for. And I don't get emotional. Atul needs me because I am self-reliant, purposeful, and I give good insights after analyzing all facts and figures. Third person, Initiative Aiyar. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How are you? I am Initiative Aiyar. You can call me Aiyar. I am spontaneous, energetic, and fun-loving. I am persuasive and I create friendly environment. Atul leads me because I am fun-loving and create friendly environment and I am energetic. So please cast a vote for me. The fourth one is Supportive Swamy. Hello everyone. My name is Supportive Swamy and I am very calm, confident and good listener. I listen very patiently and carefully and I provide good advice. Atul needs me because whenever he has conflict, I provide him good advice, right advice and motivate him for positive thinking and improvement. Thank you very much. Please cast a vote for it. So now we have listened everyone. So please help me in judging that who should accompany me. Is it Derek D'Souza, Andrew Analytic, or self-initiating Aiyar, or Supportive Swamy? Whom you should take that should accompany me?
It depends on who you are or
25% of all. So there are
Yeah.
4 characteristics which you explained. First is driver, which is that first person.
Right.
Correct?
Right.
He is totally focused on the goal.
Right.
Second is analytics.
Right.
It is more analytical.
Right.
Correct? And he's thinking more before doing.
Right.
Third person is expressive.
Right.
So the third person is expressive, is bonding between the team.
Right.
Correct? And fourth person is amiable. So basically he is providing support. So basically all persons will be needed in an organization. If you are building a team, all 4% of level of 4% you will be lead in a team.
Yeah, good. Good. So, very rightly said. So, I have a plan. I will use them as per the situation. I will accompany them as per the situation. So, I take an example. I take you through an example that how I will request them to accompany me to the Toastmaster meeting itself. So, in Toastmaster meeting, if I am playing the role of aha counter or timer, then I will request direct Suja to accompany me because the role is very straightforward and result oriented. They don't care about the relationship. It's about the achievements. If I am playing the role of TMOD or Sergeant at Arms, then I will request initiating Aiyar to accompany me because the person has to be energetic and should create friendly environment. If I am playing the role of speech evaluator, then I will request supportive Swamy to be accompany me because he has to listen carefully and analyze and should give right advice to the speaker to improve on his communication skill. And the last one, if I'm using, I'm speech evaluator, I'm the general evaluator, then I will request to accompany analytical entry because he has to analyze entire meeting and give the right insights about the meeting. So that's how I will use my different communication style. Uh, what's your plan to use different communication style adaptively? Thank you all.
So we will observe 1 minute silence and we will give feedback to Toastmaster Atul for his wonderful speech. So link is already there by this. Timer, please indicate when 1 minute is over. One minute is over. Thank you. Toastmaster Reena, 1 minute is over.
Yeah, 1 minute is over.
Okay, thank you. So now we are going to have another great speech by Toastmaster Abhishek Rai. He is member, very young member of this club. He has joined in June 2022. He is a CA final year student and currently is employed with Video India LLP. His hobbies are learning new skills and traveling new places. His evaluator is Toastmaster Ankit. So I would request Toastmaster Ankit to read the speech objective.
Good morning all. As Toastmaster Vivekananda said, he has just joined us in June. Appreciate. So it's his first speech today. He's giving his icebreaker speech. His pathway is presentation mastery, and he's obviously on level 1 right now. The objective of his speech is to introduce himself to the club, and so that the club members know who he is, why is he here. The title of his speech is "It's My Life Story." Let's wish him all the best for his first speech with us.
Welcome to Master Abhishek Rai. Abhishek Rai, it is my life story. It is my life story, Abhishek Rai.
So, it's my life story. It's my icebreaker round, and I'm going to introduce myself to all of you. But when I got that title, or I got that task to introduce yourself to the club, I was a bit out of content, guys, I would say. Because I don't think I have a lot of content to tell you about myself. But let's go with chronologically, like how I born, how I grow up. So I was born in a state that is largely populated in India. Can you guess anyone? Highly populated state? UP. Absolutely right. So I was born in UP, in Azamgarh. So and I have done my schooling. All those days I spent in my UP, where I was completely settled there. I have done like do wake up, do some chores, go to school, come back. But I was very introvert person. Like I rarely answer anyone, and if you try to talk to me, I would try to come up with the least possible minimum number of words to move you away, and that's how my whole village story goes along. Because there's not too much over there. But when I moved to this place, like in Delhi, so I joined a private school. Now that private school was everyone is new, I would say, because the people in the village they are not interested in studying. They just come, have some fun, and go back. But in this school, I at least people are not interested, but they are forced to study. So they do. I can clearly see. I'm not parents, their parents. I am one of them. So I can clearly see they are not doing that because they want to. And being an introvert, what you want is being accepted by others. So you can't be one like I like to study. So I was just played along. I don't also like study. I was just being with them and don't focus on anything at all. And the time has passed 6, 7, 8, but the 8 it was my cut-off time to completely new changes. Like from a private school, I gone to government school. The perception about government school is the children are very what would be the right word of bad, yeah, some kind of childish, I guess. Na? Like they do a lot of suspicious things, like holding pen of government school. A normal perception of government school boys, but that was not the case where I went. Like yeah, there was a people who do these things, and they did in our favor too. But there were people who really want to compete, and who are competing, who want to do in study. So even then, being an introvert, I want to be accepted by them. So I was started competing. I was trying to pay my attention on studies, and that ninth and tenth was both just like. And then again, my life changes when I lost all those 2 years rent made in an instant because I transferred to school where admission is got on entrance based. I gave my entrance, but they not. So I was again completely alone, and that new set of friends. First thing is their study culture was so pressurized. Like you have to do complete study, like to 2 a.m. Then you go to tuition. I have three tuition: accounts, maths, and economics. So I don't have complete time to talk to anyone, and no lots of such friends. Like they also too much focused on their studies. So at that time,
I was just like sitting aside, away from everyone and go on my thoughts. I have spent these 2 years are most regrettable years of my life up to until now. Why is that? Because I have never talked to anyone. Like there was 35 students in my class, including me. So I didn't even get to know those 34 people. I don't know very rarely about them. Like aside from their name and few things, I don't know nothing. And these are very bad things. Like you have spent 2 years and you must know something about them. Huh? So at that time when I passed out from school, I started feeling some changes inside me. The first thing I got from there is my perceptive. So I'm going to share you my life lesson up until now I have learned from my life. So the first thing I have learned is have some perception. Like at that time I was just too much short-sighted. I can't see anyone. Uh, I can't see in the long run, in the grand scheme of things, in my all this life, these introverts, what they think about me, doesn't even matter, even a little bit. So, but I was so much short-sighted. I paid attention too much. I didn't even talk to them, and the whole 2 years was just like nothing. So after that time, I started having some perception like it's okay to be rejected. I was being frustrated. Like if I talk to them, they might don't want to talk to me. And they were good people. Like they are good at studies. So if they do not like to talk to me, I am bad. Because everyone like them, like teachers like them, principals like them, and I'm nobody. And a person who's sitting aside and doing his study or something like that. Don't know what he study. If you are not with them, na. So all so after I passed from that school, I have got my perception. Like in the grand scheme of things, these things doesn't matter if you are being rejected by someone at some point of time. Like it's just he will give a thought for only a second. Like he don't know you, he will give a thought of for a second, and you have whole life and for thinking about that. So why think about that? Huh? So the first thing I got is perception. The second thing is it's okay to be rejected. And when I thought that it's okay to be rejected, I found that I found that it's not only okay to be rejected; it is necessary to be rejected. Why is that? Because those people who are being rejected, they know what does it feels like, and how to be open to everyone. Don't expect anything. Like the Lord Krishna said in Mahabharata, you don't have to don't expect anything from winning or losing. So you don't be feel bad after losing, or you will be happy after winning. That's all for my life story.
Will you agree? Abhishek Rai is becoming adept week by week. He is the newest member of the club. I think he has taken TMOD role. This is his second speech up. So thank you, Abhishek, for all your initiative. So we were talking about trust, and we will talk about some of the example of trust in high performing teams. Oh, sorry again, my bad. So we will have 1 minute silence, and we will give feedback to Toastmaster Abhishek Rai on the same link. When 1 minute is over. Thank you. Well, we will talk about trust again. This is one thing which can really improve your effectiveness. And wherever we see example of high trust, and we can correlate with peak performance. Some of the example we can see in Navy, Navy SEAL, one of the elite force in US, they trust so much on one another that they are ready to sacrifice their life. And they know if some obstruction or some danger will come, some enemy will attack. So person left on me, right on me, he will take care of me. So those they go open all around. They have a full trust, and that's how they have peak performance. And this is true for any kind of military. If they trust each other, very few people they win over a large number of enemies. Same happens in circus. Have you seen those circus? The person from both sides, they try to swing, and in mid of the air they just hold their hands. Do you think that will happen without trust? When you are performing at 60 feet or 70 feet high, it's a high level of trust. And this is trust, not just trust is character. Here is a competence as well. They have proven relationship. Every time they leave their hand, somebody is there to catch it. So these are example of trust. Now we can talk about in organization. Everybody would be having his manager or boss. When your boss trusts you, how about your performance? How do you feel? Suppose your boss explain trust in you. How do you feel? I feel confident. Confident. Motivated. Highly motivated.
Things become easier.
Things become easier.
Trust now I think by each other and by practicing, like the example of circus. Before the live performance, they have practiced so many times, they have built a trust. Similarly, military or navy, that they are going to they practice a lot that they can trust that everybody is competent, that they will protect each other or they will help each other.
So after those practice, what you are developing here, competence, you are developing the skills. So again, there were two ingredients, main components, character and competence. So character is how you see as a person, believing in it, and competence is proven skill, knowledge and demonstrated skill. So by practice, you are raising the competence of the person. So we can again boil down in these two, character and competence. What happens when manager praises you and shows high trust in you? You are motivated. You are extremely motivated. You are ready to do 3x, 10x, or 5x, whatever is possible. This is fact of life. What happens when there is no trust in the team?
Demotivated.
Disintegrated, dysfunctional team, completely dysfunctional team.
Your efficiency is down by 50%. The efficiency of your work is goes down.
Suspicion goes up, demotivation goes up. Even the right thing somebody says, and when he goes out, you start back talking about it. So all the negative, negative discussion, negative phenomena getting observed when trust is low. So for any performing team, whether it is at organization level, whether it is at country level or any kind of a structure, trust is mandatory. Even in family, in deepest love, trust is there. Without trust, no friendship can sustain. No relationship can sustain. And now the question comes, whether every time the competence and character both are required in full, or sometimes character should be high, sometimes competence should be high. The answer is
Yes.
depending on task. Which task we are talking about? For the same task, I can trust more to Tapesh, I can trust less to Dipansh. For another task, I can trust him much better. I can have less trust. If I have to choose or weigh option, so depending on task. So character generally remains same, whether task.
Does it depend on the task or the person?
Task. Person character is associated with person. So whether I evaluate Mr. Tapesh or Mr. Dipansh, I would believe as a one character. But when competence comes into play for different tasks, both of may have different competence. So depending on task, my assessment on competence will be different. So character generally, you cannot. So if I believe somebody based on my experience, perception, or past engagement, so character portion is going to be almost constant in this two. But competence level can change, and that I can assess based on tasks.
So in this case, if you have to build your house, you will consult better with the bunch because he is an architect. And if you have to buy stuff, you will consult Tapesh better because he is a buy by profession.
Yes, and especially in his domain, the kind of product he is buying. So definitely his, suggestion is going to be more trustworthy.
Yeah, so the example which you gave where there is an architect needed and somebody else needed, right? Supposing it is the same type of work and there are two people,
Yeah.
Then character will come into the picture.
then the person will play a role, right?
Yeah, then person will
This is where I was coming from.
then
If
person.
the same task is same, there are two people, then the person, whom you know better and where you can actually face that trust possibility.
Competency also play a major role. To go by competency, it will also play a role to build a structure or build a product, whatever you want. I think it's a combination of competency. We cannot fully go with the credits only. Competency is also.
Yes, so character and competence both together we evaluate generally. So you were saying
There are two people in your team, equally competent. One person is not your relatives. You go out and have lunch with that person. Who would you trust?
if
Equally
both,
competent.
yeah, if
But you're more
both.
competent than one person.
So in that case, if both are having same competence level, and I believe the person is having high character because I believe him, I have a confidence in him. Definitely, I am going to give task to him.
Whom you know better.
Definitely, definitely. If both the competence level is same, then definitely I'll give task to the person whom I have a more confidence.
There's a possibility the other person is equally good, it's just that you don't know him.
Maybe. So that's how the again assessment of character depends between two individuals.
But it should not be subjective, it should not be based on cognitive bias.
Yeah.
It should be very objective.
Very objective, but since you have a relationship with one person and you have confidence with the other person you don't know, and you assess competence is same, so definitely you will tend to go for the person whom you know.
But the competency wise is with both persons are equally same, and you know both very well, and you have to choose one. Then how you will choose? The character wise both are equal.
Again, a measurement play also to play.
So it depends on the situation. There can be a situation very difficult to put which one is number one or number two. Very difficult the situation. Then you can take suggestion.
And there are more than two people. We can go by some numbering like everybody can get chance. Like we can play the past experience. Like you in the past 2 years, I have assigned 10 how many of them we have successful? Like out of 8 us, your 8 us is successful and is to fall. So we'll give you the first to assign the assign that question.
ऐसी situation आए तो
Both the person is say because I can discuss with both of them and I can advise who is more interested. Here I can give them.
The best example is in
It's very important.
Karan and Arjun. I think Karan and both are complicated. The character was also almost equally. But Arjun has to be preferred compared to Karan.
That was the bias.
That was not bias.
Complete bias.
That was not bias because Arjun is more known to Dronacharya.
And that's what is the bias.
I think it's about choice.
Have you experienced in the 2020 or maybe one day, the last over, 10 runs, 10 runs are required, and captain is having multiple options, and many times we as a spectator, we guess captain will be balling to X, and he gives balling to someone else, and game also is moving. So again, captain is having understanding about both the ballers, but sometimes that he has to take decision based on his that gut feeling and that point of time what is going on in his mind. So, but in general, trust is a function of two factor confidence.
So here we are talking about trust in case of a task or meeting where you work or in general scenario for any person's life.
In general aspect.
So suppose, for example, I am married to a girl, it's an arranged marriage. So do I need to look for her competency or kind
Nothing works.
But now why are you having second person? Very valid.
meeting people, you don't know like whether he's competent enough or he's kind enough or what kind of relation I have with that person.
Now I want everything is
So that's a great question.
Okay, that's a great question. Let me answer your question. Marriage. So you have so you trust her. She's having a strong character. When you ask her two questions, two different scenarios, when one can trust and then you cannot trust, then you have to talk about anything general at home or maybe. So you will trust your wife, right? But suppose you got 13 finger, right? A stitch has to be put. And she's saying, I have done stitching in the past. There is a doctor will you trust your wife? The task is,
If it is personally related to me, yes, I will. I'll tell you why. So whenever we are into a discussion or something like that, we always listen to that particular person. Give a holistic example. Whenever we are like say we are children, like mom, mommy, or papa, parents have knowledge, so that is sufficient for us. We don't ask that you call the doctor, consult whether this paracetamol should be given or not. Right? Because moms are not doctors.
So in terms of marriage, what I would say, I mean, give more preference to character because competency can be built.
Yes.
I think that is the case anywhere. And we always give more focus on character. Skills can not be different.
Like in interviews as well, we you have two candidates in interviews, but you go for character.
First thing,
so let me finish it. You said mom would give medicine. You believe it, right? Because mom has learned over a period of time, as in knowledge, that this medicine is going to be cured for your fever, right? And there have been certain example results in the past. So again, she is having the confidence to your level of fever to cure it. So you will believe it. But your fever goes for 10 days and you are very serious, still and you are hospitalized, or then are you going to believe still your mom?
obviously
No.
any parent like after second
So Point is, here mom is also skilled over a period of time in that paracetamol or giving any medicine. Though she has a demonstrated result. So, if you analyze, you will find the element of competence and character both comes.
So purely up to person's like perception, he wants character plus competence for us, or he wants to be character and
Some job is required, some task is required more character, but especially in personal relations and professional competence and character both. Very good. So in general, what I have read in the books, we focus more on character part, some we miss more on competence part. May not be true, since world is changing and we all are getting educated. So both are important. So thank you. Next we are going to have table topic. Yeah.
1 minute of silence.
Yeah, 1 minute for silence for people for me.
ये ट्रेंड चालू हो गया
अब ये तो कोई गलत रिपीट
सब लोग यही कर रहे हैं
I was supposed to make the preparation, but I think
1 minute to go.
Thank you. Now the next section is table topic. And today table topic master is Abhishek Soni. He is member since 2022 and he is working with Policy Bazaar as a product manager. And I am seeing he has brought many things. So over to you, Toastmaster Abhishek Soni.
Good morning, my fellow Toastmasters. I am Abhishek Soni, and I am going to conduct table topic session today. Table topic section is all about impromptu speaking, where you have to come on the stage, pick up one sheet, and what is mentioned on that sheet, the topic, you have to speak for. You speak 1 to 2 minutes, which means you have to speak minimum 60 seconds to get qualified for a table topic competition, and maximum 2 minutes. Post that, the timer will show the red card, which means that in the next 30 seconds you have to concise your speeches by giving the summary. And coming to the importance of the table topic, why table topic session is important to board, because it helps you in building your how to deliver speech impromptu. This means that in every day, in daily life, we what happen that many times happen when you are talking with your friend or in the corporate world, when you're discussing in a group or in a conference room, many persons come from different corners, and that person was not prepared at that time. You are not prepared for such kind of person. Then at that moment, this kind of impromptu section help you to come up with the thought so that you can deliver the best answer for that person. Such kind of skill going to be generated in this session. Now, I request everyone that when you are coming to for the table topics, when you are coming to this picking the sheet of for the table topic session, follow the audio, which means you have to go through some format like all stand for in the audio is opinion. What is your opinion regarding that topic? What you feel on that topic? Then R means what is the reason? So you say the reason what is based on your opinion you have given. Third, E. Explain the topic with the example, with some example. And the last is O again. Where you have to give your opinion based on the concise summary of that topic. So that is the approach, and I request and I believe that everyone will follow the same. Now, now I request any member to come over here as a volunteer to take part in the table conversation. Anyone? Okay, sir. And I also ask the guest member to come over here and take care. And take care. Sir.
There's a new trend you started. It is to change now at least.
So our debate of the masters are getting a grasp in innovation.
Yeah. Order.
Order.
No. So I got the topic powder, and it's Pond's powder. This brand has been the oldest brand with which I am associated. Ever since the childhood, my mother used to use this Pond powder, particularly in summer months when heat wave is very, very high, and it gives, like a burning sensation to the body. She used to apply powder to the body, and that gives a thanda, cool effect to the body. Since then, I have been associated this powder with this powder. Earlier, being from a small farmer family, we were not, we had an aspiration to use this Pond's powder, but it was not affordable to us. So my mother used to bring talcum powder, put it in this dibba because we had aspirations. And that's why, like, I have brought a Pond's powder. And the moment she said it's a Pond's powder, we used to agree to get it applied on our body. When we became younger, earlier we used to resist, but when we became younger, became little active in terms of sexually active, we started thinking that if at all we have applied powder, we can really attract opposite sex. So instead of being forced, we voluntarily started using this. But as we age, I'm still young at heart, but now I have aged. I feel whether I apply powder or I don't apply powder, I'm not going to be able to attract anybody. Even if a girl comes closer to me, she's going to address me as uncle. So there is no point applying powder. But what I want to say is the powder has a significance in my life. In the childhood, to save my skin, and my mother used to use it to save our skin and make us feel comfortable. When I was younger, right, I started using it for the purpose completely with ulterior motives. Even at this age, often I started using powder during summer because some of the body parts become very, very sensitive and fragile. And this powder gives a cool feel. So this powder, Pond's powder, this is a great brand you should use, and it will also make you comfortable. Many youngsters, I have learned few things to you as well in the process. Thank you so much.
Now I request another volunteer to come over there. TM Ganesh.
Battery.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Last month, I was sleeping during the night, and I saw a dream. Dream that Lord Shiva came to me and said, Ganesh, I like your name. Ask me whatever you want to ask. I told Lord Shiva that, give me something that can fulfill the wish. God Shiva gave me this Nippon battery and said that it can fulfill the wish. I was so happy. But the next moment, Lord Shiva said, You ask me something that can fulfill the wish, but remember, it is not going to fulfill your wish. It is going to fulfill others' wish. I was so sad, and I woke up, and I saw around me it was all dark. I turned the light on. I saw this shining battery was there. I was so happy, but at the same time I was sad as well. I discussed this with my wife, and I told her this is what happened to me. But my wife is very intelligent. She gave me an idea. You cannot fulfill this. You cannot fulfill your wish. It can fulfill others' wish. Why don't you do something that you invite all the billionaires of the world and sell this to them? That's the reason I invited you, all billionaires from the world. And I'm going to sell this to all of you, and it's going to be an auction. Whosoever is going to go for the highest bid is going to get this. And the bid starts from 10 billion. And I know that you all are billionaires, and 10 billion is nothing for you. With that, over to you.
Thank you, Ganesh, for the now I request someone to come over there, especially the case member.
Swati. Screwdriver. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Today my table topic is screwdriver. So this is a screwdriver that we were used, like generally we use in any electronic things wherever we require to tighten the screw or to tighten any screw uh, in our general things. Basically, in my life, I have kids and they have lots of electronic toys, and I use this kind of screwdriver to just put batteries in their toys so that they can use it perfectly. Rather than this, uh, this is a very good thing that we can use in our daily life to do some innovative things, like if we have ice in our bottle and we can't break it, we can use this screwdriver to break the ice so that we can have chilled water. Uh, Also, the mechanics use this screwdriver while they are using their mechanical things. Like when they build something, they organize something in a proper manner, they use this screwdriver. Thank you.
Now if you have one more guest to come over there.
So, this is cabling tool. So, it is very important. It has like it's very important. It has its own importance in the life. Like when we grow up, we generally use this product to to uh, like uh, we use it to paste all that vegetable and fruits picture when any teachers give assignment to us. So that time we use it, and in our general life, sometimes we use it to whatever toys got broke. That time we use it. So it generally used only for the purpose where it's required only to do some minor things where where only some small blockage are there, or we can use it just to patch that.
Now, if there's someone from over there, yes, we have.
One more case there, right?
Yeah, we have.
Yeah.
Hi, good morning everyone. My name is Rajiv. So before I start, let me tell you, I'm not a good speaker. And my topic today is Colgate toothpaste. So this is like, you can say, one of our best friends since childhood. Every morning we get up in the, during our childhood, mom used to say, brush kiya. You should brush your teeth and all. And then every time we keep on learning, you should brush your teeth twice a day. So this gives us a lesson. I'll shorten my speech because I'm feeling very nervous. So this gives a lesson that not only toothpaste, there are things in life. We have friends in life, we have communities in life, which will clear odds or like let's say dirt in our body. Let it be internal dirt or like outside. So that's it. Thank you.
One more this. We have one more this. On us.
The one which I don't use very occasionally is a clear oil. So let me introduce myself very, very quickly. I'm Kumar. I've been here for the first time. All credit goes to Vivek sir. My association with this particular oil is like I have been a child which has seen village in my background. I've grown up and brought up myself there. So this is one thing which used to be our only body conditioner, which used to be the application for any wounds, which used to be any remedy for a short-term cut or probably some kind of infection. And like in village times when you used to go to school, if you're not with well-oiled hair, so you're not part of the cultured society. So you are part of the mischievous students which would like to do something different than others. And as far as parachute goes, it is more of a brand now. And since we are discussing this topic of trust, so this is where we build up something, even in association with brands. There may be many options available to me, but since I've seen it, I've tried it, okay, and I have not had any bad experience with this. So maybe I'm in a position where this is trust for me. Thank you.
Can we have two more? One more. So why don't you come? Yeah.
A matchbox. What do we do with it? Yeah, we burn things. But can we do so many things? It's a romantic evening. Thank you. You're with your beloved. What do you do with a matchbox? Light a candle. Accept the ambience. Yeah, you really enjoy that. You're angry. You just had a heartbreak. And you've got lots of letters. What are you going to do with this matchbox? Burn them all. Yeah? You just appeared for an exam. The result has come. It's not so good. What do you do with this matchbox? So the basic version of it, okay? Or maybe pocket of it. One matchbox, many things. And different types we can use it. Aren't we like this matchbox? Yeah? We sometimes are really angry going on a road. There's a road rage that happens. Sometimes, we are epitome of uh, calmness when we have children at home. Do we do that? But completely depends on us what we want to do. This one matchbox has got so many uses. It is up to us. Do we really want to be calm? Do we really want to have that rage? So be like that matchbox, but go for the benefits which are on the positive side, not the negative side. What is your choice? A matchbox who's going to light a candle? A matchbox who's going to flame maybe your, flowers letters? Think about it. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am, to share the amazing perspective of mine. Now I request the last volunteer to come over here. Harjinder.
So again, it's very much.
This time not get the match.
Yes. This time for the question.
Okay.
Good afternoon, friends. So I need to speak on this toothpick. So how many of you generally use it on daily basis? But it is simple product can be used in different ways, like while eating food, like cut fruits also we can use it. And sometimes it is very helpful to remove some particles stuck in our teeth. But it is very irritating bill. But this small product can be very helpful. When we see such products, simple products, can we think of how it is being manufactured? Any idea? So, what will be the processes in this simple making of this simple product?
The cutting of wood.
Yes, yes.
The cutting of the wood and designing. So anything is there.
Wood is stick and that I can polish it, cut it into pieces and polish it.
Yes. Yes. So somewhat like that only. That first we they need to find appropriate wood. It should not be that hard. So it should be like that. That it is very hard, like sesame wood. It will may cut our yes. Then becomes. So then they dry it. After dry it, how they process it is simply the tooth. This length also should be optimum. It should not be more. It should not be very thin also at the tip. So these are the considerations when we see some product being manufactured. So being a manufacturing guy, so I always think how this product is being made. So I also come in like that. Thanks.
And the manufacturing side of the toothpaste. And I thank for everyone over there who are sitting, who are giving the active participation in the TTM session. Thank you. Okay, now it's time for evaluation. 1 minute for silence for master. Thank you. So now is the evaluation section. Feedback is breakfast for champion. So first evaluator is Toastmaster Bhanu. Good. So I'd like to invite Abhishek, Reedam, as a general evaluator for taking evaluation.
Thank you, Toastmaster. So, as he rightly mentioned, that evaluation is the breakfast of champions. With this, I would like to invite our veteran Toastmaster Bhanu, to evaluate the speech of Toastmaster Atul.
Four best friends, each adept at their respective domains. Which one will you compete with yourself? Good afternoon, Toastmasters and guests. What an excellent speech by Toastmaster Atul today about different communication styles and which communication style to adopt. He started very well with that Doha, Kabir's Doha, about the speeches are priceless. So that's a good beginning. When you begin well, your half of the job is already done. The audience are already glued to your speech and they are waiting for more to come. So it was a good beginning. And that the fabulous analogy, giving each communication style an individual name, making them human, direct, analytical, analytical, initiating Aiyar, and support is Swamy. What a fabulous idea. I love that idea. That immediately related myself that okay, this is the communication style I should adopt and teach this situation. So that was very well explained. Now coming to the recommendation part. Though the analogy was great and he explained very well the different communication style, and he also engaged very well with the audience that which friend he should take along with him. I would have expected to hear from him about his own communication style, or I could say his best friend. We might have many friends, but one of them is our best friend, which is our dominant communication style. And also the situation where he will bring along his other friends. Second thing was eye contact. Most of the time I found Toastmaster Atul was looking in the front rows only. So try to improve that, make a W. So the style that you adopt a W. You look around here, you around here, and you around here. So make an eye contact with each audience. So that gives each audience a feeling of belongingness with you. So they feel connected with you. Another recommendation I would say, bring more vocal variety. When you are speaking about different people, they each have different communications. Direct, you might be having a little stronger voice. When you are supporting, when more in kind of understanding speech, more gentle. So you might have adopted those communication styles. Overall, I found the speech quite innovative and quite entertaining as well with that different communication style. It could have been an excellent speech with more vocal variety and a little bit more eye contact. Over to you, General.
Thank you, Toastmaster, for your evaluation. With this, I would like to invite Toastmaster Ankit. He is going to evaluate Toastmaster Abhishek's speech.
Good afternoon, Toastmasters once again. Good. So Toastmaster Abhishek was giving his first speech. It was an icebreaker speech. I start from the good parts first. Though it was his first speech, but the way he walked on the stage, he was really sounding a bit familiar with the stage. He was not having that nervousness being explicit to the audience, so that was good. So you were fairly comfortable on the stage. You began by saying that you will cover your topics chronologically, which was good. So you had some structure in your mind, which is again good. Your pace overall of the speech was good. The audience at least could connect with you, understand what you were trying to convey to them. For example, you asked the most popular state in the country, and actually people were getting engaged with that. So that was a good move. Though it was the first speech, but still you kind of cracked that. Overall, your speech was looking like very genuine. When you were speaking, it was looking very authentic, which was great. So it was coming right from your heart. On some of the recommendations, so one was when you were speaking, it looked like you were not very self-prepared, because there were moments when you were talking where you were finding for words, right? So maybe it looked like a lack of preparedness. You could prepare more in your next time. Second thing which I noticed was eye contact. You were probably only focusing around here and looking there for some reason. Maybe in your next speeches, it's the first one for you, don't worry, but for the next ones, maintain that eye contact. That would help to engage the audience more. As I said, okay, so again coming back to the commentations first, you might have also tried to structure your speech where you said you got 3 life lessons, perceptions, and then hope to be rejected. And then you said should be rejected, which was looking like that you had some thoughts in your mind to give a lesson to the audience after your speech is over. And then beautifully you ended in the end by giving that Lord Krishna's example that do not expect a lot. So while you try to end your speech well, but your beginning of the speech was not that powerful. It started like you are doing a casual talk on the stage. So focus on your beginning of the speech getting right, and while making your end of the speech also more impactful. Overall, I would say it was a good starting speech for you as a first icebreaker speech. It was genuine. Even your hand gestures were good. If you could do a bit more stage movement, it would also become better. I wish you all the best, and looking forward to hear from you, Abhishek. Thank you.
With this, I would like to invite our tag team, that is our timer, accountant, Grammarian team. First, I would like to invite our timer to present the report in front of the audience.
Time. What we want the most, but we use it the worst. You agree?
Yeah.
All we got to do is get adept at using time properly. Yeah. What is the sound of time? Can someone tell me? Yeah, someone said tick, tick, or tick tock. So the moment I'm going to read out, after every line you're going to say tick tock. That's another time. Are we ready to do that?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So the meeting started on time. Unfortunately, I was not on time. Yeah.
Tick tock.
Tick tock. Yes. And the presiding officer, 5 minutes.
Tick tock. Tick tock.
TMOD, initially I thought you were time miser because you took very less time, and I said, okay, this session is over for TMOD. But later you took your time, so he was able to finish his 5 minutes, and then 15 minutes later, so he did 20 minutes. Okay. G took the general evaluator took 6 minutes. Now it will be taking more time later on. So then we had a speaker 1, TM Atul, very much on time, 7 minutes. Speaker 2, TM Abhishek, you were about to miss the train, but you just got it. 7 minutes, 30 seconds. Okay, so table topic master, very well done. You finished everything on time, and we had, I think, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8.
Yeah, 8 table topics. So, TM Bakul, about to miss the train, but you got it. 2 minutes, 30 seconds. That's one. Take out. TM Ganesh, 1 minute 45 seconds. Guess Swati, 1 minute 25 seconds. Ashwini, 1 minute 20 seconds. So we have just one disqualification, Rajiv. You didn't get qualified because you spoke for 58 seconds, but very well done. That's a good attempt. Then we have Rajkumar, 1 minute 18 seconds. TikTok. I spoke for 1 minute 51 seconds. And Toastmaster Harjinder spoke for 1 minute 56 seconds. After that, what did we do? We did valuations. So TM Bhanu, 3 minutes 9 seconds. And TM Ankit, 2 minutes 57 seconds. Thank you so much.
With this, I would like to invite our Grammarian of the day, Toastmaster Harjinder.
So, good afternoon, friends. Discuss the creative usage of the language. Like our general developer of the day used, evaluation is the breakfast of champions. I like that quote. And also, I would request Toastmaster Bakul again to cite the trust acronym which you shared. Trust theme.
CLI.
Yes. So it is also, if you again, you will tell the audience it will be better. I think.
CRI, credibility, reliability, intimacy, divided by self-orientation or selfishness. So T is equal to.
Yes, so it is also good use of acronyms, good use of language. Acronyms are very helpful for us to remember complex things like such. And then Toastmaster Ganesh also used very good language while talking on the Nippon shell. So it was very beautiful depiction of the language. So now I will talk about improvement points in the grammar. So I think initially most of the day was quite adept in the language. So we didn't make much mistakes in the grammar, but I have pointed out some few lines. Like once he told that earlier we didn't have camera, mobile, or laptop, and everything. So in this sentence, and everything is not right, but maybe we could have said all such things. Then Toastmaster Atul was also quite right. He used grammar quite rightly, but in some cases few words are not pronounced properly, like intentionally or unintentionally. That unintentional word was not properly spoken out. Then few incomplete sentences like I don't feel. Then there was change pause, and again new sentence came that I don't give opinion until I ask for it. And one sentence was discussed that he's totally focused on goal. I think this proposition on maybe is not towards goal is better, right? So instead of on, we are talking about goal is towards goal. Then Toastmaster Abhishek, his speech was about past, so he used present tense a lot. So this was a repeated sentence making to be improved that if we are talking about past, we have to use past tense only. Like I spent instead of I spent my schooling in the UP. Then I moved this place like Delhi. So this sentence again, I moved this place like Delhi. Maybe I moved to this place directly Delhi. Like was unnecessary over there. Then while he was discussing about students, he was referring them to just people. So talking about the class scenario, so it is better to use students instead of people. again, one sentence was there that there was 35 students in the class. So instead of that, it could have been there were 35 students. Again, one redundancy there. Sometimes we use redundancy more. Like he said, I don't know nothing. So this is redundancy. So I know nothing. This could be a simple. So don't was not necessity at that time. And speaker used unnecessary. Sometimes feeling word we use feeling words, Hindi feeling words also. Right? We are speaking in English, but we use Hindi speaking words in between. Like some use matlab, he used na once. Then one sentence I think could have been improved that Toastmasters Vivek used that they go open all around. So instead of that, they are maybe open for everything, maybe every obstacle coming forward in between them or so this sentence could have been improved. And unnecessary use of like in some cases, for example, like whether it is introvert or like extrovert. So here like was not important. And in the end, I would like to thank Atul also. He used in his speech like supportive Swamy, initiating Aiyar. So these are also good uses of the language. Thanks everyone.
Moving on to our next counter of the day, Mr. Toastmaster Tapesh. I would like to invite. He is going to present the report on regarding use of filler word in front of the audience. Thank you.
Thank you. From my perspective, I think the meeting was really good. Now, before I share my findings, any guesses how many times hours and hours were used?
100. 16 you counted, so we can multiply it by 3. 71. 48. 80.
So very close, 83.
Oh.
So I'll start with our sergeant at arms, Atul. He used R and arm twice, so pillar one. Presiding officer, Postmaster Dipanshu used it 3 times. TMOD Vivek used it 3 times throughout the entire session, so really good job. And a learning for everyone, like how it should be paced. You are very calm throughout your presentation. And you use one pillar word, so. General evaluator Reedam used R 4 times. Grammarian Harjinder, during the introduction and during the delivery, we have used R the maximum times, and it is 28 times. Speaker 1, Atul, used 3 times, and so as a filler word twice. Speaker Abhishek Rai used R 11 times, and like as a filler word, and repeat words I and N twice. Then table topic master Abhishek, flawless. Toastmaster Bakul, flawless. Toastmaster Ganesh, flawless in the table topics. Guest Swati used 5 times. Guest Ashwini used 6 times. Guest Rajiv used 5 times. And crutch word like and you can say as a filler word. Guest Rajkumar was flawless. Toastmaster Reena was flawless. Toastmaster Harjinder, I think I've already covered. But Toastmaster Harjinder as a table topic. In table topics used 5 times and like as a filler word twice. In evaluation, Toastmaster Bhanu flawless. Toastmaster Ankit used 8 times and so as a filler word. That's it.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tapesh, for the amazing report. With this, I would like to present my report in front of you as a German evaluator. I will start. I will start with the changes what I have noticed in this meeting. So there are two changes that I have noticed from the last few meetings. First is the camera. It is the evaluator itself, I think. So it is a very useful thing. Just I was like when I was preparing for the evaluation, like how I will going to present myself. I just googled it and I saw that our meeting is itself there on YouTube with the slots like what was the time slot for the evaluator. So I just went there and like going through the what is the role of the evaluator, how it is it is going to evaluation. So it is a very useful tool that we are using. Second thing, the room. Before we used to meet in the basement. I feel this room is very it is it is more energy. It is full of more energy, more visibility, and I feel this room more calmer as compared to the room. So this is a great changes that we are doing here. Now coming to the evaluation from starting from the beginning, meeting got start right on the time 10:30 sharp. But there are some members who came late. I recommend, I appreciate if they come on time so that we'll be able to save little bit of time. And we struggle a bit about the role. Like for the timer, we are struggling like whether someone is going to arrive on time or like we should move the role or not. So I recommend to come on time. Moving on to Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Atul. He is full of energy. Started meeting with the clap, interacting with the audience. So it was a great start as a role itself. And after our presiding officer, Toastmaster Vivek, he introduced the speakers as well as the guests and introduced about the meeting that is 4:50 meeting. And after we played a game. So it is a change that I have noticed. Like when we engage in something, so it is a thing to personalize ourselves and it will fill us with more energy and we become more comfortable. So that's a great effort. Moving on to our Toastmaster of the day, there is Toastmaster Vivekananda. He tells us about the theme that is how to build the trust. And after he told us about the structure of the meeting, so can someone tell me like trust is the function of
Character and competency.
character and competency. So this is the beauty of the speaker that everyone get engaged and learn something from the speaker. He was very interactive. I think this is the most interactive session in the Toastmaster where everyone is so engaged, coming out with a lot of examples. One thing I really appreciate and like about him, he's very calm and comfortable on stage. He covered the stage, like try to cover the stage from left to right with a good hand movements. So that's a great thing. One recommendation I would like to say about Toastmaster Atul, sorry Vivek, like there is a time slot for the the to write about the evaluation on. So there is a 1 minute time slot. You have to like give the time slot to audience. And one more thing to introduce general evaluation. There is a time slot for that. So including the structure of the Toastmaster of the day. So that's a recommendation from my part. Our joke master, Toastmaster Tapesh, he got the role itself when he came to the meeting. So it was a impromptu role for him, and he got joke. Yeah, it was hilarious. Moving on to Toastmaster, table topic master, Toastmaster Abhishek Soni. So amazing job done. He explained about the role and the importance of table topic and the approach, audio approach. He was very putting the hand gesture. One recommendation to the table topic master that from the last three meetings we are coming with us like kind of a same theme as the object. So I appreciate if table topic master will come with more innovative and different ideas so that it will be more engaging and different. Moving on to our table topic session, starting with Bakul sir. He explained about the. I really liked about like it's a powder, but it's a brand name is Pond's, and he completely relate, with the brand name, and he tried to segregate segregate his speech in the past, present, and future. So it's a great approach. Moving on to our guest, uh, Toastmaster Kumar. He relate himself with the product, and he relate the product with the session, that is his trust. So try to relate the thing. It is a better approach. So all the guests, like most in this session, in the table topic session, we have covered most of the guests. Like I think all of the guests have been covered with the table topic. It's a great thing, and we try to relate our story with the product. So it's a good way to interact. Moving on to the speech part, that is from Toastmaster Atul, and it's been evaluated by Toastmaster Bhanu, and the second speech is of Abhishek. So coming on to Toastmaster Atul's speech, that is of understanding the communication. This start was amazing, and it was a excellent start. He was very confident and with a great and movements and gestures. So with this and the evaluators of the speech follow the CRC approach. That's a approach we recommend. That's the evaluation part from me. Thank you so much.
So now we are reaching towards the end of the session, so I would like to invite Toastmaster Bhanu, presiding officer, to the guest.
How was the meeting?
Wonderful.
Informative?
Yes.
Yeah, very. Yeah. We get to learn about trust, the components of trust. We get to learn about communication styles, the four kinds of styles, right? And most importantly, we get to learn about Abhishek, his life journey. That's something I really like about Toastmaster. Icebreaker speeches are my favorite. And table topic session and such detailed evaluation we have today. So with the interest of time, we'll start with the voting. I am requesting everyone, members and guests, to please vote. There is a QR code. There's a QR code shared for the members seated beside the guest. Please help them with the QR code. Yeah. So please vote for the best role play among TMOD Toastmaster Vivekananda, General Evaluator Toastmaster Reedam, and table topic master Toastmaster Abhishek Soni, and joke master Toastmaster Tapesh. Then we have our two speeches, Toastmaster Atul and Toastmaster Abhishek. Then auxiliary role players, Toastmaster Harjinder, Tapesh, and Reena. And then we have evaluators, Toastmaster Bhanu and Toastmaster Ankit. And then we have table topic speakers. So everyone is qualified, right?
One disqualified.
Guest Rajiv is disqualified. Only one evaluation for disqualification. Okay. So Abhishek, please note down that in the voting form. Okay. while we are having the voting, I have created some of the questions that to check how. Yeah. To check how attentive you were in the meeting. So my first question is, who came in Toastmaster Ganesh stream?
Not
And what did you like about Toastmaster Ganesh? Yeah. Fantastic. And Abhishek born place, where he was born? Fantastic. And what are the components of trust?
Character and competence.
Fantastic. And who was in Atul? Who was in Atul's speech? Who took initiative?
Aiyar.
And who was supportive?
Swamy.
And what was the picture of red card in today?
Trail.
Yeah, that was really creative of you. I think we have lost our timer cards today. So I would like to take the feedback from our guest. How did they like the meeting? So sir, how did and you came? So a little bit introduction about yourself, and then how did you like the meeting?
So my name is Rajiv. I work with the CA from Reedam. I came to know about Toastmasters. So I knew about Toastmasters like earlier in 2015, but I could not join. So I met with Piyush Gupta. He was taking Toastmasters to the. So he asked me to join, but I could not join at that time. So this time I got connected with Atul, and he asked me like to come this session, and we like it and continue. So I got late. Sorry for that because due to traffic, and first second thing was like parking stop, like parking space. I could not find that, so I got wheelchair and initially not a So I found this thing was like very interactive, very learning, and hope this will help you.
Thank you. How do you like the meeting? Yeah. So sir, how do you like the meeting? Any suggestion you have for us? Yeah.
So I usually like I know about most classes between 12 and 30. My friend like he was in Dubai, he was sharing his picture on Facebook. I was not knowing about the concept. I was seeing just what he is doing. But after that, I came to found this and that what today's session was very good when the topic was trust is very good. How we can build trust. What are the key parameters we need to measure? We are very not basic. We are very how that trust is going to build between two persons.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Feedback for us. How did you like the meeting?
So this is the second time that I have attended this meeting and CGCs I have already wrote. So for the first time, I think 2 years back, I attended. That was like the near university, in the basement. So I really wanted to join Toastmaster because to improve my communication, and this is a training meeting. Really, I would love to join so that I can improve my skills as well.
Thank you. Thank
Well, I'd love to learn more about this basic thing called Toastmasters. So I have some briefings from Toastmaster Vivek, but then I'd love to go into history and learn more about it, what has been in the past. In terms of learning, it's a wonderful experience to be connected to all of you because we have been through this stage. Another company, so my domain is just the employees and the people who are there in the company day in day out. So once we come outside that domain, that's how the world looks like a bigger space to you. You can learn a lot. You can probably adapt yourself. And topic itself was really lucrative, I would say, building trust. So what can be other good way to come and join you for this session? Build trust. So, probably the best thing so far. Yes.
you very much. For all the guests, please reach out to Toastmaster Ganesh. He will explain you everything about how to join Toastmasters. And if you want, you can definitely join another meeting at the place. Do we have the results?
Yeah.
So the first award is Best Auxiliary Role Player Award. We have 3: Toastmaster Harjinder, Tapesh, and Reena. Who do you think has won the award? Yes.
All it might be tied between all
Okay,
of
it's a
them.
tie. It's a tie. Yeah. So we have first auxiliary Toastmaster Reena for giving a very great acting support.
For TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok.
तो सीट में दो मिनट सीट
हाँ. Since we have tied, Toastmaster Tapesh. Best Table Topic Speaker Award. Yeah, it's also a tie. We have 8 speakers, right? So do you have any guesses? Yeah. So yeah, first we have Toastmaster Ganesh to give us Then we have another table topic speaker, Toastmaster Reena. So best evaluator award. We have Toastmaster Bhanu and Toastmaster Ankit. So guesses? Toastmaster Bhanu or Toastmaster Ankit?
They both did well in fact.
Yeah, tough competition. But only one wins, Toastmaster Bhanu. Best Role Player Award. Toastmaster Vivek, Reedam, Table Topic Master Abhishek, Joke Master Toastmaster Tapesh. Yeah. So best role player goes to Toastmaster Vivek.